I don't understand how the minions became as big as they are. I mean, they're everywhere. Thousands of people make minion based content, even with influencers singing in Minionese at the premiere. Millions, if I might dare to say, billions of people know who the minions are, and they interact with content for the minions. I mean, just the fact that each Despicable Me movie and Minions movie has made nearly $1 billion each. How the hell did it become a $1 billion franchise? That will never make sense to me. Love them or hate them, the minions are everywhere. Even I had a job where I was teaching a communications course, and I had to dress up as a damn minion with a giant eye on my forehead. And we had to communicate about a little short that they have where the minions get in a fight over changing a light bulb. I had to sit there, straight faced, and be like, yeah, my other minion friend Stuart over here, I couldn't vibe with him. And they had to look us in the eye, the singular eye that I had, and be honest and provide feedback on my communication styles. That was literally a job I had and I was paid for to be a minion. Why are they everywhere? So, when Minions and Monsters came out, I was like, oh, frick, are you kidding me? Another one? And then, all of a sudden, you get positive reviews. How on earth is Illumination making a Minions movie that has positive reviews? Damn it, I had to go see it. What are we talking about? Why did Minions and Monsters do tremendously better than all the other ones? And to be honest, Illumination as a studio has been hit or miss. With the Mario Galaxy movie earlier this year, I really felt like they were just pandering to children, which is very sad. I believe children will love anything that you give them. So, give them something of quality. And when you do that, these kids are better off for it. And that is one of the reasons why Minions and Monsters worked so well. A lot of people will talk about the movie and how it showcases Hollywood and how it showcases the display of cinema. And to be honest, I loved it. But I don't think that is the thing that makes us love this movie. The surprising main philosophy of Minions and Monsters that gets its audience to connect with it is because it finally allows these minions to express themselves individually, rather than a conglomerate of yellow, blue overall creatures. And when it does that, us as humanity connects with them more. Not because they're just so funny and random and we're like, haha, let's watch their antics, but because we can finally see humanity reflected in these yellow little blobs. I'm shocked. I went into the movie thinking this would be so stupid, but as it opened up, the main minion that we follow, James, is a creative soul. He loves to paint, he wants to tell stories. And the problem is, the other minions don't like it. And for the first time, I saw myself represented in this yellow freaking blob because I am a creative soul. I like making videos. I like telling stories. I believe education is so important, and I believe content for children should be of the highest quality to better educate people about the world. Education is something that I always treasure, but to see myself reflected in James was very heartwarming. This minion likes to tell stories, so much so that he's ostracized by the rest of the minion community. And for all lore and purposes, we are following a different group of minions than the other Minions movie. So Bob, Stewart, and I can't believe I just know their name, but all those other minions are just not a part of this movie. So when you have James, he is ostracized. No one likes him. They don't like that he is pursuing his creative endeavors. They believe their one true purpose is to find their evil master and just serve them. But the thing about this character, James, is that he does find a kindred spirit. He finds Henry, who loves him. And to be honest, James and Henry shippers, I'm on board with whatever you're saying. What am I talking about, dude? What am I talking about? Minion ships. Essentially, James and Henry's relationship was the centerpiece of the movie. It was so endearing to see them really root for each other, to become best friends, and to also work on creative endeavors together. And that was the heart of the movie. If you've seen the movie Obsession, the horror movie that's all the rage right now, and also I did a video on it, It reminds me a lot of Curry Barker and Cooper Tomlinson, who together have been making sketches on YouTube and have just been creating content constantly. So much so that they got so much popularity that they were able to make this blockbuster film Obsession, to which they both had a part in it. So, in that same vein, James and Henry are two peas in a pod. They're working to create something. They need something to nourish their soul, which is what leads them to Hollywood. And they start getting involved with movies, and James gets obsessed with the idea of getting an Oscar. I connect with this character so much, not because he's interested in cinema, but because he's telling stories. And I believe stories and how we connect with the characters in them is the number one way to make a good movie. At the end of the day, everything we love are human stories and human experiences. So if we can see ourselves reflected in them, even though they're a yellow blob, we will find ourselves enjoying it. We will find ourselves in. We will find ourselves in it. And I think that's the philosophy that Minions and Monsters takes and runs with. Because the inclusion of these special characters, James and Henry, and the third one, Ed, who is not able to speak, it shows us how much individuality takes precedent while also fostering a sense of inclusion. Because Ed could not speak to the rest of them. So James and Henry developed their own sign language to communicate with Ed. And that is the freaking heartwarmingest moment. I was like, what the heck? I'm crying over these minions? That is so sweet. And that is exactly what these characters need. And that's such a great movie for children. Because the rest of it, with the monsters and the robot guy who impregnates a human woman and they have robot babies and stuff, and they beheaded the Queen of England or something, it's bonkers. The movie is bonkers. But they have a string that pulls you in with these characters because these characters are creators. They want to create art and they want to tell stories. And that is what we always love. So much so that the end of the movie happens and then all of a sudden it's revealed that the whole thing was a movie. And what is going on? Everything is fake. Everything is real. Were they really there? It doesn't matter. The thing is, we resonated with these characters and we loved these minion characters because we could see ourselves reflected in them. Something that a lot of movies are missing. For example, my last review was Supergirl. I think the biggest thing was we didn't see enough of them. We didn't see ourselves reflected in this character. The Minions characters were well done, and I could feel myself so happy to see them work together and build this friendship and build this connection. And it reminds me of how lucky I am to have the connections in my life and also to aspire to have more connection, to work on crazy projects with very talented people. And that is what provides that link to cinema, because movies and these big forms of entertainment are truly handled by a whole community of creatives. And that is what the movie is showing. It's bridging that gap between that feeling of being just a small fish in a big pond to being a part of a whole school of fish, a whole school of creatives. And that is what I believe to be the main reason why the Minions and Monsters movies did so well. It resonated so well because it had a coherent story. It wasn't just for the gags. We really connected with these characters. And to be honest, it mimics real life because when the Minions were part of cinema, everyone loved them. And then when they started talking, because they started introducing sound into the films, people didn't like it because they weren't taking things seriously. They were a little bit annoying. And I think that's a perfect representation of Minions because by the end of the movie, I got a little bit of a headache just hearing them talk over and over and the bright colors and the flash. It's ridiculous. The movie's ridiculous. Why am I connecting with the damn yellow pill? That is the thing that mind boggles me. But they did it so well. And I'm in awe of how they managed to do this. And they managed to do it just by creating a character that us as audience members can connect with. And people who love movies will love this movie somehow. I don't know how they freaking did it. But anyway, to be honest, I didn't think I was going to make a video on this movie. I didn't even think I was going to watch this movie. And then it was just happened and I was like, crap, this is better than I was expecting. Yeah, and like I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy all my content. And if you do, definitely do subscribe. It helps me out a ton. But this movie just blew me away. I cannot believe I'm saying good things about this Minions movie in 2026. I think I got to reevaluate my life choices now. But enough about what I think about minions and monsters. I want to hear what you all think about it down in the comments. Do you agree or disagree with my opinions about it? Let me know, and if you enjoyed this video, consider dropping a like and subscribing for more. As always, check the links in the description for my main video essay channel and my Patreon to support the channel and recommend media for me to review next. Thank you to all my current Patreon members whose memberships help keep this channel afloat. I am so grateful you are all here with me today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.